And a welcome back here to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City studios. Great Lakes Honda City coming to you on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. They are there for sales and service Monday through Saturday. It's where I've gotten my car for over a decade. And you can get in touch with them and see all their inventory by going to greatlakeshondacity.com. I am here picture in picture with Sophia Garofalo here with us in Binghamton. Did I say it right, Sophia? I think I did,
You
right?
did.
I did.
Perfect.
All right, there it is.
Yes.
That's what if it ends in a vowel, I got to say it right. You know what I mean? So let's make sure that we do that here. So the Garofalo family, well represented on the screen here, and the Binghamton University family represented as well with this Binghamton women's soccer special inside the 2025 season. The team at the time we're talking is 5-1-2. 5 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws so far. And Sophia is on the show for the first time in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University. Sophia, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. So I want to go back in time with you. I like to do this with everyone that's here in the Bearcat Breakroom and how the passion started. So how did you first get into soccer? Do you have that memory kind of etched into your brain? Can you go back to when you first kind of feel like you fell in love with the sport?
Yeah, I feel like so I have an older sister who's 4 years older than me, and she was always into soccer. So my parents put me into that like normal rec league that you go into for a sport you can play. And then yeah, I kind of just fell in love with it there. I met like my best friends there on my rec team, and we just kind of grew up together playing soccer. And I played a few other sports like here and there, but I just nothing like clicked as much as soccer did for me. So yeah.
So you said your sister that's 4 years older, she was
Hmm.
into it. So your parents kind of put you in there. Was that like a
Yeah.
okay, let's let's get our kids in the same sport so we can focus our energy right here. I mean, was it kind of like, hey, your sis is doing it, so let's put everybody in so we can go see you all on Saturday together.
Yeah, honestly, probably same field, like right by my house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of just like the sport everyone played in my town to grow up with. It was just like the earliest sport you could put your kid into. So, yeah, that was what our Saturdays looked like on the rec field.
So for you, why did you like you said you met some close friends in it, but what about the sport itself kept you in it? Like the actual mechanics of playing soccer, just the kind of uniqueness of the game. What was it about the game itself that you thought like, hey, this is really something I can get into?
Yeah, well, I feel like I like how you could be aggressive in soccer. Like some of the other sports, I played like basketball a tiny bit growing up. You couldn't touch with someone without it being like a foul or anything like that. So I kind of like the aggressiveness and competitiveness within soccer. Especially being a center back, I can, like be aggressive, not foul so much, but like put your body into people. So I kind of liked that about soccer because I feel like it's one of the only sports where you can really do that without getting called for some like crazy foul.
Well, and I have to dive into this because I have coached soccer
Mhm.
and, with kids, little kids, but I wanted to get my feet wet with it and coach it. I don't know why my parents didn't suggest it growing up. I played basketball growing up and I was like,
Mhm.
I'm 5'8" and I can shoot, but I'm like perfect height for soccer. And so I have to ask you this though, because you brought up basketball and I know the sport of basketball very well. And I've
Mhm.
gotten to know the sport of soccer over the years. Why do people fall on the ground as if they were hit by Casper the Ghost?
No, I know. It's worse in men's soccer. I feel like women's soccer we don't do it as much, but we still do it. But then sometimes the refs like they fall for it. If you don't get hit and you really make some extravagant like movement on the ground, like it'll go your way. But then you'll also have some refs that are like, "All right, get up. Like what are you doing?"
Yeah.
So it depends.
Well, I think we're seeing it more. It's funny because soccer is football to people all over the world outside
Mhm.
of America, but American football that we call football, it's funny how football is now mirroring soccer, that I'm watching a lot of college football games where teams are driving down the field and a
Mhm.
guy falls down and a guy falls down and a guy falls down and a guy. And it happened so much in the Syracuse Tennessee game that it was
Mhm.
embarrassing. And it was both teams. And so do you find that interesting that college football now has the ow, I have a cramp. Uh-oh, my hamstring, and then they
Mhm.
come running back on the field. I mean, we're seeing soccer football and football, American football, we're seeing the two things called football kind of become more similar now because there's
Mhm.
this if a team's driving, the closer they get to the end zone, all these guys seem to just, grab their ankles and grab their shins and grab their
Mhm.
hamstrings a little bit too often lately.
I saw a video on that actually. I don't know what game it was, but it was like I guess the coach had called a play where they needed a timeout and like both of the guys grabbed their like leg at the same time because they were both supposed to fake an injury, but like they didn't communicate like which one was supposed to do it, so they both grabbed it at the same time. So that was funny because yeah, I guess it's like a play that people are doing now, the faking of an injury.
Right, and you said, and you're right from my point of view as well. Like you said, yes, it happens in soccer, but it happens more in men's soccer than in women's
Yeah.
soccer. I can't say that I've watched many women's soccer games. I can't even pinpoint whether collegiately or professionally, World Cup and whatnot. I don't. You don't see women do the phantom thing much. It does seem like it's more on the men's side.
Yeah.
Have you ever played a match where that happened and to the other team and you kind of ran by and said, yeah, okay, get up?
Oh, totally. I'm like, all right, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah.
Be
For
honest
sure.
with me and to the people around the world. Have you ever done the oh no, I'm fine.
I mean, maybe a little bit. Not so much a cramp, but like if I'm going up for a header and there's like a girl next to me, she gives me a little shove, I'm gonna fall to the floor as hard as I can and try to get the foul. And most of the time, it works sometimes, like it does. But then other times it's like, all right, like I gotta stop.
It is just it's an interesting part of the game, and it's like I said, it creeps into a bunch of different sports, but we definitely see it in the world of soccer. So as you've come up, as you've gotten to fall in love with this sport, what was it about Binghamton that ultimately helped you make this decision? When we look back at your time and your recruitment and whatnot, I mean, we're talking about someone who is coming from Matawan area, Aberdeen, New Jersey. You're not too far away, but why Binghamton?
So that honestly was a big reason for me, kind of the distance. Like when I was looking at some schools my sophomore and junior year of high school, I was like, I want to be somewhere where I can go, I can drive home whenever I want, but it's not like my parents are gonna unexpectedly show up at my door like 10 minutes away. So I was trying to like find a little bit of a balance with that. So Binghamton is about 3 hours from my house, and there's usually never any traffic. So that was just kind of a great distance. And when I got to the campus, because I had never really heard of Binghamton before coming here, just because not a lot of people in my area um, had gone here.
Yeah.
And when I got to campus, I was like, wow, like I really like this. The coaches, they were awesome. I toured with some of the girls on the team, and they were just so nice and friendly. And I just kind of fell in love with that and what they were all about. So, yeah.
Like you said, you're not too far, but you're far enough.
Yeah, exactly. Like my parents can come to every single game, all that stuff, but I'm not too close.
Right. And I mean, do you have you found that you like the balance? Have you found that, you kind of maybe found that sweet spot of I can see my family, I can get home quick, but I still feel like I'm living this chapter of my life as an independent woman.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like this really was the perfect distance for me. Because yeah, I just like the drive. It really isn't bad,
Yeah.
but it's not close enough where I feel like I'm, not in college. Like it really, it's a perfect distance for me.
I love it. And I can appreciate it because I went to Scranton, which was a couple hours away from Syracuse, New York. I went to Marywood University. So, looking at a conversation that I've had with many student athletes at Binghamton,
Mhm.
there are so many student athletes because Binghamton does a great job at utilizing the recruiting bridge that they have built with New York City, Long Island, New Jersey. So I've had the conversation and last week in the Bearcat Breakroom, I had teammates from the women's tennis team, one from New Jersey, one from New York, telling me who's better. So I want to know, in your opinion, New York versus New Jersey, your thoughts and why.
Okay, so I think it'll always be New Jersey. I'm such a Jersey girl. Like, I love the beach. I love the bagels, the food, the pizza. Like, people will always try and like claim, even on my team, we have this debate all the time, like Long Island bagels versus New Jersey bagels, and it will always be New Jersey. Like, I just feel like I don't know. Where I live at least, where I'm a train ride from the city. I
Okay.
can drive to the beach in a day, like there and back a day. It's just kind of, it's got everything. So I'm always for Jersey. And where Neil, our coach Neil, is honestly has been recruiting a lot more Jersey girls too,
Yeah.
especially in our freshman class. So we're starting to win the debate a little bit. We're trying. So it's been nice.
Are you hoping that there is a New Jersey takeover to the women's soccer team at
Oh,
Binghamton?
100%. I love it. I love it. Like we played Monmouth University and I live right near there. We played them a few weeks ago and it was so nice because we had a lot of our fans there just because of all the New Jersey people. So that was really nice.
Yeah, and like you said, you go back to that Monmouth game, despite the loss, to be
Mhm.
close to home and you're in West Long Branch, New Jersey at
Yeah.
Monmouth University. What was that experience like for you to be able to be close enough to home that you could have that kind of familial match, so to speak, that you felt like you were in your backyard?
Yeah, that was so nice. I mean, my high school coach came, like my little like coach when I was talking about rec soccer, he came, all my family and friends. So that was really nice because I mean, being in Binghamton, it's 3 hours away. They probably wouldn't come for just an average game, maybe like America East Championship game they'd come, but not just like a little average game. So that was really nice to have them there. And even playing Monmouth, like they're a great team. All of those girls, I know a ton of them because I played them all in my summer league and I played them all in high school because they recruit locally a lot. So that was nice and they were really good. That was a good game, but it was nice to be close. Yeah.
Here in this Bearcat Break Room in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with Binghamton University on Wake Up Call inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios, featuring Sophia Garofalo here with us from the Binghamton Bearcats women's soccer team. As we discuss New Jersey, you mentioned bagels. I feel like I have to have a separate segment called Bearcats on Bagels because I've spoken with so many Binghamton student athletes about bagels. I need to know your go to order. I want to know what type of bagel, what's on it, and where you get it.
Okay, so I'll go for two. If I'm in the mood for like a breakfast sandwich, I'll get a pork roll, egg, and cheese on a sesame bagel
Okay.
with salt, pepper, and ketchup always. For my local bagel store called Bagel Hut. Amazing place. And then if I'm going for more of like not as filling, I'll do sesame bagel again, toasted with scallion and cream cheese, which most people, it's a little controversial because most New Jersey people like their bagels fresh, but I don't know. I like when they're toasted, so a little different.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Have you been to Long Island or the New York City area?
I've been to Long Island. I've never had a Long Island bagel.
Okay.
So I guess it doesn't really help my argument in saying New Jersey ones are better, but
Well, hey, listen, it's what you like, it's what you know, it's what you're comfortable with. So, if you were to go home right now, besides bagels, besides the food, bring me into what life would look like if you were to have 3 days to just go home and hang out and be in Aberdeen, New Jersey. What are you doing?
so I just love those days where I'm like chilling on my couch with my two dogs, my mom, my dad, my sister. Those are just the best. We like going out to eat, going out to dinner. So, we usually find like good places near us. We've got like a running notes app of all the like places we want to go that my sister sees on like TikTok, all the like good dinner places in Monmouth County. So we'd probably go to one of those. Chill at home if it's summer, take a nice trip to the beach. Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough. So, I mean, if you're at the beach, is
Mhm.
it you're going in the water, you're laying in the sun, are you doing some activity? Because I know that some beaches have like an obstacle course, some
Mhm.
beaches have the zip line. So when I've been in like that area, there's like you're at the beach, but you're doing stuff. So are you that like I'm going to the beach, I want to be left alone, I want to book in the sun, or are you like I have to do an activity?
I'm more of like I'll lay in the sun, play some music, and then if I get really, really hot, then I'll go in the water for a little bit, and then I'll go back to tanning. I'm more of a like chill, want to relax at the beach, that type of beach person.
So you talk about tanning and being from New Jersey. My little sister would kick me if I didn't ask this question. Are you a Jersey Shore fan?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's actually two, Mike the Situation and JWoww live like 10 minutes from me in
Really?
New Jersey, in Middletown, New Jersey, yeah. And I've seen them like out to brunch places before, like never spoke to them, but just from a distance.
Okay.
So yeah, that's really, really funny. Love
So
that show.
so if you had to switch bodies with one of the men on the show
Mhm.
and also one of the women on the show, so I need like one and one. Which male on the show would you be for a day? What female on Jersey Shore would you be for the day?
Okay, I would say Pauly D. Cause he lives a fun life. Like he's a DJ. He's always doing something. And I feel like he's like the nicest. I don't know. He's just very unproblematic compared to the rest of them. Like he definitely has his moments, but the rest of them are a lot. And then for girl, I'd probably say Snooki just because she's so iconic and just it's just Snooki. Like everyone knows who Snooki is if you think of Jersey Shore. So, and she's like calmed down with her age. Like she was crazy in the first few seasons, and then now she's like married and has kids and stuff. So, I'd probably say Pauly D and Snooki.
And she's gotten less orange and more like normal tan
Yeah.
looking,
Yeah.
which is good. I always tell people I'm like you can't be Italian and be orange. That doesn't make
No.
sense.
Yeah, no.
So what male and what female would you never switch lives with for a day?
Okay, I feel like Ronnie, he was in a, yeah, he was obviously very problematic person, so I
True.
wouldn't want to be him. And then, um, oh, what's her name? Oh, Angelina, the girl Angelina, she's just very annoying, and I feel like she's kind of the villain of the show, so I wouldn't want to switch bodies with her because I don't think a lot of people like her. So, yeah.
I agree with 3 out of 4 of your answers.
Wait,
So
which ones would you agree with?
I did not agree with. I would not be Snooky for the day. I'd probably be JWoww.
Okay,
I
I like her too.
if I had to pick for the day. But
Mhm.
I don't know. Snooky's interesting. I wouldn't be Dina. I wouldn't
Mm.
I wouldn't be Angelina. So I wouldn't be Sam, my goodness.
Oh
So
no,
yeah,
no.
you couldn't get me to do that. So there you are, sis. Love you, Franny. That was for you. So getting back to soccer, 5-1-2 at the time that we're talking. And for you, as we look at these last 3 matches, they were all within state of New York teams. Either you were home or you were on the road, but it was New York versus New York. You had Cornell, you had Colgate, you had Syracuse in these last 3 matchups. Syracuse was on the road an hour north in Syracuse, New York, my hometown. Then you were home against Colgate, and then you're on the road in Ithaca against Cornell. 2 of those were ties, Syracuse and Cornell, and then you defeated Colgate. So in the Battle of New York, in these 3 games, you did not lose a single one of these. Bring me into
Mhm.
Battle New York and to come out of there without a single loss.
Yeah, so that was really nice because we're used to playing these teams. Like we play them in the spring in a little Central New York Cup kind of thing. So everyone's just familiar with each other. It makes it a little bit more competitive too. Like when we got to Syracuse, like we wanted to beat them so bad. Um, and I think we put up a really, really good game against them. Getting a tie out of that was a good result for us. And then also Cornell, we play them every spring. Same thing with Colgate. So it was really nice to show that we can compete with these teams and come out on top in Colgate. So that was great. Um, yeah, because I feel like a lot of the girls too who get recruited to Cornell, Colgate, we're all kind of talking to the same types of schools. So it's nice to showcase ourselves as one of those higher up schools.
Yeah, and as you've come through that and you've seen a 5-1-2 record, this is the end of the non-conference play. So to come
Mhm.
out of non-conference and only have one loss, 5 wins, 2 ties, to have a record like that going into the America East, what have you learned about non-conference play, about yourself and your teammates? Because we're literally right at that midpoint of non-conference ended. Here goes the America East, and you're 5-1-2 as you step into the new chapter of the season, which is the conference.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, we came in really fit this year, which was a problem in the past and why we kind of struggled in non-conference a little bit, just figuring ourselves out. But with our fitness base this year and a lot of returners, it was really nice to kind of guide those freshmen into our daily routine. So we've just got a really good culture going on right now. Everyone's kind of on a high. So that's been really nice. And even like we really haven't had too many low parts of our season, which could be like a little bit scary. But like, for example, the Colgate game, we were down 1-0 at halftime. We were kind of getting smoked at half, like in the whole first half. Second half, we come out, score 3 goals. So that was just really nice to see that we could come back from being down because that's something that can happen in conference because all of the teams are so close to each other,
Yeah.
skill wise.
Yeah.
So I think we're just kind of riding on our high right now through non-conference. It's just a lot of positiveness all around, and we're just ready to go.
Neel Bhattacharjee, you mentioned your coach. What is it about him that speaks to you? His leadership, the way he teaches and trains, what gets through to you as a student athlete from Coach Neel?
Yeah, I feel like he's just very calm and understanding of anyone's situation. You could just kind of go to him about anything. It's not like one of those things where you're scared to ask a question about a lineup or something. Like, just go up to him and be like, Neil, I'm confused about this. Completely explain it to you. And I feel like that's been really good because we've kind of like changed our formation a bit. So there's always a little bit of questions when that happens. And I just feel like he's very understanding to what we want to say about it too. Like if
Yeah.
we see that something's not working, he's like, just come to me and we talk to him about what we think should be fixed or could happen. So he's just a really understanding person in that sense.
So him being the understanding person and helping you, leading you, guiding you. If
Mhm.
you were to look at your team and let's say coach said, "Hey, I got something that's going to take me out of town for the day. Blank is going to run practice." Which one of your teammates at Binghamton do you think is the most coach-esque to take over practice and to not skip a beat between Neil and them?
Yeah, so I would say Brooke Herber.
Okay.
Brooke and I played center back together for as long as I've been here. She's been our starting center back for 4 years, and unfortunately, she just tore her ACL a couple of weeks ago, which is really heartbreaking. But she's just kind of always been there for me and everyone around us. She knows what we're doing. She
Yeah.
knows she's kind of just like that guidance. Like even when she was home for her ACL surgery, I text her after the game. I'm like, okay, what could I have done better? And she just sends me like paragraphs like, oh, I think this, and this. And it's like she just knows. And like even at halftime, yesterday at Cornell, she's like, all right, so you gotta do this. And I'm just like, okay, got it. Like I will literally blindly listen to anything she says just because I just know she knows. So
Well, and we're hoping the best in a speedy healing and a complete healing for Brooke Herber. So sending our best to you, Brooke, and hoping the best for you. Why do you trust her the way that you do like that? Like you said, she could literally say anything to me and I'm like, yep, got it. I'm doing it.
Yeah, probably because my freshman year I came in, it was like obviously a learning curve for me in center back. I wasn't the fittest. I didn't understand too well. And Brooke was a sophomore playing next to me in center back, and she kind of just worked me through it there and was super, super patient with me.
Yeah.
And we've kind of grown into being such a good like partnership and duo together back there, and just have grown so much together. So I really just trust her with anything.
I love it. I appreciate it. And it's good to hear positivity in today's world, especially
Mhm.
with everything that's been going on. So, Sophia here with me. We're going to play something called Rapid Fire. Sophia and I get to put each other on the hot seat. She can ask me any question, any topic. I have to answer it. And I can do the exact same thing. So, whenever you're ready, Sophia, you get to ask the first question.
Okay, I'll ask the first question.
Yes.
Okay, what's your favorite food?
You're asking an Italian Hispanic what his favorite food is. I would
I
say,
know.
I know it's so hard. I would say, oh man, probably. I'm a Ninja Turtle, so I think I just like pizza, and because you could do it so many different ways. You could do. I make a mean white pizza at home. You can, have your cheese or your pepperoni. You can have your barbecue chicken pizza where I will shave a little almonds on there and put some red onion on there as well. You can have your taco pizza. You can mix it up. You can have your stuffed pizza. So I'm gonna say pizza because I mean if like I could be like done with pizza for the week, and if there's like a cheese slice, like if somebody gets pizza and I'm doing an event and they're like, hey, you want to try it? If it's got the look, I'm gonna give it a shot. So it's got to have the look though. So I guess I'll say pizza.
I like that.
My question back to you, Sophia. Hmm. Okay. I'm guessing you have Italian blood.
Yes,
Okay.
you're right.
Besides the food,
hmm
what's your favorite part of being Italian?
Probably my family and how close we are. I feel like that's a big kind of Italian thing. My dad, like on Sundays, he makes Sunday sauce. My grandparents come over, and it's just that's really nice. Just kind of having that family that's like ride or die for you. So probably say my family. Yeah.
I love the fact, and this in its own way kind of keeps me close to, in my opinion, keeps me close to my grandparents. My
Mhm.
grandparents have all passed. And when I hear you say like we have Sunday sauce and my grandparents come over, it it makes me happy that you have that. And I would also say to you, Sophia, something that I keep very close to my heart. Give them a kiss, give them a hug, and then when you go to leave, run back in and do it again. And even if they
Yeah.
go, "Oh, what are you doing, Sophia?" Like, "All right, kiss me all over my face." Just be like, "I can't. I gotta give you one more, Graham. I gotta give you one more hug, Grandpa." Like, just make sure you do it because you're never gonna regret how many times you did.
Yes. 100%. I love that.
What's your question for me?
Okay. Um, what was your major in college? And why'd you pick it?
I majored in, so I got a, looking at my diploma in my studio right now. It says Bachelor of Arts, Digital Media and Broadcasting, but I mean, it was communication arts. I did telecommunications, I did theater, screenwriting, I broadcasting, video, audio, like every a little bit of everything, learning graphics and whatnot. So I took it because I wanted to be able to take my creation ability and expand it, challenge myself, do more. I wanted to know how to run every inner working of a broadcast. I have painted a set. I have set up the cameras. I've been the director. I've been the producer. I've been the graphic designer. I've been the person that created the ticker with the running letters on the bottom. My teachers didn't even know how to do it, and I taught myself how to do it on a Saturday after I'd fought to figure it out for a while. I edit video and audio, putting commercials together, having music hit a certain way. Like I wanted every element of everything. And I've always been a storyteller. So I wanted to take that to the nth degree. And screenwriting is something that I'm very passionate about. I love telling stories that way. I've been writing songs and since I was, I don't even know, like 10, 12
Mhm.
years old. So writing music, writing down ideas for a show, writing down comedy for things to make people laugh or screenwriting, whatever it may be, it all comes from being a storyteller and I just have always had a passion doing that. So God put it in me and I went to college for it and tried to get as much as I possibly could from college, including creating a website. And Jay Hamrin, I got to give him credit. I pray to the good Lord that he is in heaven. And he was more than half the reason why I went to Marywood. He made sure that I had a well rounded opportunity to learn as much as I possibly could, to not just be digital media and broadcasting, but to literally just have a piece of everything. And I love that he took care of that. I love that he, looked out for me. And I will always genuinely love him and thank him because the things that he made sure I had in my curriculum are things that I use to this day.
I love that. I love how you knew too. That's so nice. Just knowing that what you want to do when you get into college.
So I want to throw it in your direction then. Did you know what you wanted to do? Do you know now? Are you figuring it out? Where are you at when it comes to your major?
Yes, definitely figuring it out still. So I'm in the School of Management here. I got in like when I first applied to the school just because I heard that it was easier to get into as a high schooler than transfer in. So I was like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but let me just join the school because I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
Um, so I got into that, and I'm currently doing business administration with a concentration in MIS, which is kind of like the technology side of business.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I want to get into some sort of merging technology and business ideals together, just because I feel like that's how like our world's going with AI and everything. So there's kind of always going to be jobs in that. So yeah, I'm currently looking for internships and that stuff for next summer. So that's a little bit stressful, but I kind of know the direction I want to go in. I'm hoping that I do an internship and I really like it, just so I'll be like, okay, keep doing this instead of not liking it and being like, okay, now I need to start from scratch. But yeah, so I think I know what I want to do.
Well, I can tell you from the 20 different hats that I wear with my company, if you are looking for an internship on being on the inside of a business that is over 13 years old and always growing, expanding, and challenging itself, if you are looking for that and you're interested in that, I would absolutely give you the opportunity to learn from my point of view.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Just so you
I,
know, I know there might be
okay.
other things
I
that
know
come
that's
up.
amazing to know.
I'm just saying, I'll throw in my hat in the ring because I feel like if you don't pay it forward in life, you're not doing it right. And I had a lot of things that I had to learn on my own. So if I can help somebody else, I'd be happy to do that.
Gosh, that would
So
be
just make sure you bring bagels from New Jersey. That's all I care
Oh, of
about.
course. Of course.
So what's your final question for me?
Okay, my final question. Okay, so do you come down to Binghamton a lot? Do you live in Binghamton?
So I
I
don't,
have a follow-up question.
no, you're good. I don't live in Binghamton. I live about an hour away,
Okay.
and I do try to come down. I should be coming down soon, and I was just down there to do a Bearcat takeover where I broadcasted live from the event center, and we had women's soccer, men's soccer, volleyball, and men's basketball, and Gene Marshall all welcome students and faculty and staff and coaches and student athletes back. So we got to do something really big from the event center just a couple weeks ago. And I definitely was actually looking at my plan of coming back down. But what is your follow up?
Okay, so my follow-up would be, what's your favorite restaurant in Binghamton then?
That's a good question.
Hmm.
And I can't for the life of me remember. I think it's called China King, but there's like really, really good Chinese food, and it's right off one of the exits. It's not. It's before you get to Binghamton University's
Okay.
exit, so it's like you are on 81, you bear to the right, you go down, and it's like it's the Endwell exit, I think.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so there's a Chinese restaurant right there that I love. And then I would say there, and I can't for the life of me remember the diner, but it's like a really old school look at. I can't remember the name. I remember everything about it, but the name. But there's a diner that I had an ex, and her grandfather became like a grandpa to me, and
Mhm.
so I try to go to that diner when I'm in town because of him. And actually, the day that I met Gene Marshall to talk
Mhm.
about doing this partnership with my company in Binghamton over a year ago, I went and ate at that diner before I met with Gene. And I kid you not, Grandpa was sitting across from me, and I looked up and I saw him sitting there in the booth just looking at me. And
Mhm.
so yeah, I remember that to this day. It felt like he was definitely not felt like he was there, and
Yeah,
and Binghamton means a lot to him. So in a way, working with Binghamton is a tribute to making sure that he lives on as well.
it's really nice.
Thank you. So no, Grandpa Bill, love you. So my final question back to you. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna give you a three-parter.
Okay.
Do you know the show Big Brother?
I do. I watched it like that was like my family's dinner time show a few years ago. But
Okay.
I
So
haven't been updated on it, but I know the show for sure.
okay. So if you were on Big Brother this year,
Okay.
what two teammates would you put on the block, and who do you think would win veto?
Oh my gosh, this is funny. Okay. Okay, I think I know my answer. Okay, I would say my housemates, Becca Kessler and Bella Brown, just because
Okay.
they love to like play fight. And it's
Hmm.
so funny to see them just like go at each other as a joke. So like to
Okay.
put them on the block together would just be awesome.
Okay.
I don't know. They both have different strengths, like for the power of veto. It depends what kind of like if it's like a puzzle one, I feel like Becca would get that one. And if it's one of the more like oh, I don't know. I feel like they're pretty even on it. I can't say who would win. I don't know. But I would love to see them up against each other because it would just be funny because I love them both and they love each other, but they're just like play fight a lot. So it's funny.
Okay. So you'd put them up on the block to see
Yeah.
what it would be like to have them go against each other like they typically
Yes.
do, anyways.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
See, good answer. So with that being said, Sophia Garofalo here with us, Bearcat Breakroom on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Go check out your Binghamton University Bearcats in all sports, including women's soccer, and you can go see them at the time of this conversation. You have the opportunity to go and hang out with them as they jump into conference play. Their first conference game of 2025 in the America East will be this Sunday, September 21st at 1 p.m. Eastern Time at home at the Bearcat Sports Complex against UMBC. It is Youth Day and pass with a player post game before they head to the road for a couple and are back against the University of Maine on Sunday, October 5th at noon Eastern Time. Sophia, I know it was the first time on the show, but definitely my pleasure. And like I said, if you're looking for that internship, then you make sure you get in touch with me and I'll do what I can to help you.
Oh, I will. Thank you so much.